Not so long ago, Unity ended up coming up with an idea that is so bad it may shut their doors forever. And absolutely no one will use it anymore, and it may cause all of their customers to run away. Now, what did they do? How could you make a decision that bad? Well, you'll be surprised. So, I think we all know what Unity is, and if you somehow don't, it's one of the most popular game engines to ever exist. So big, in fact, I'm positive that if you have played video games, I'm guaranteed that one of those games were made under Unity. And it's something that a lot of people use because I end up hearing from some indie devs that it's extremely easy to use. Now, I don't know if that's true. I never developed a game in my life, and because so much people use it, it's just very convenient for extremely big studios to also make their game under Unity too. Because obviously, if you're going to go and hire brand new game devs, there's a high chance that they already know how to use Unity, so it just makes the process extremely easier. Way more easier than making your own engine or trying to train someone to work an engine that is less used. And Unity isn't the only super big engine that exists. They also have Unreal, and these two kind of have a monopoly where thousands of games use them. Because again, if you play most modern games, what are two things you're most likely going to see? Made in Unity or made using Unreal Engine 5. Unity ended up coming up with an idea so bad that they may lose that spot and people might not use it ever again. And that is to charge their users every time someone launches the game. I have absolutely no idea why they thought that this was going to be a good idea, and I have no clue why now they have decided to do something like that, because Unity makes a lot of money already. They are easily one of the most popular game engines to ever exist. They probably make millions of dollars every single year. Why would you do something like this just so you can go and make more money? I'm pretty sure you do not need to do this at all, and you're literally spitting on the face of everyone who goes and uses their products. But I'm getting ahead of myself. What are they doing? Well, a bunch of indie game studios ended up going on Twitter and basically telling people the bad news. Ended up posting something like this, which straight up looks like they're going to make an apology video, but they ended up posting that Unity ended up changing their terms of services, and now they're going to be charging people money every time someone installs a game with Unity. And that is a absolutely horrible idea. Now, I don't know how much they're charging, because every time when I look, the price seems to be different, but it's around $1 to like 20 cents every single time someone installs a game with Unity. And I know there's a lot of absolutely smooth brain people going around on Twitter saying that that's not a big deal, that's not a lot of money, it's just $1. But when you're talking about a game, that could add up extremely fast. Let me give you an example. There's this small indie game that not really a lot of people play, and also not really a lot of people know of. It's something that's called Genshin Impact. This game is made off Unity, and obviously, all jokes aside, this is super successful. Thousands of people play it, and there's millions of people who have installed the game. So every time when a brand new player wants to go and play that game because they got one of the ads and it looks interesting enough and they want to go and play it, or maybe just suddenly out of nowhere they're bored and they're like, hey, I want to go play something new, let me go pick up Genshin Impact. When they go and install the game, Unity basically has the right to just take a little bit of money from them, let me go and borrow a couple of cents. And when you're a game that's as big as Genshin Impact, where there's probably thousands of people downloaded the game every single day, that could add up extremely quickly. But Genshin Impact is a company that may be able to actually take the hit, because again, they make millions of dollars. But let's say you're an indie studio, someone who is way more smaller, someone who do not make a lot of money. You need one of your games to be super successful so everyone in your studio can have a job and they can actually have food to eat, and so your lights can stay on. This could be absolutely devastated for them. They might not be able to recover from this at all. And this is something that a lot of indie studios are very scared of. A lot of people have games that are going to release next year because that's when this brand new rule is going to be set. Currently, right now, this year, you are safe from the greedy hands of Unity, but the second 2024 hits, it's over for you guys. The doom timer has begun, and Unity is going to start taking money from the people who use their engine, but again, if you're an indie studio, you may not be able to survive that hit. It can straight up send your studio into bankruptcy, and when this news ended up coming out, it caused a lot of people to panic. Obviously, if you're someone who made a lot of your game in Unity, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to just go and change engines. Because I know there's a lot of people who know absolutely nothing about game development, and they love to just say, hey, if your engine is so bad, just go and change it. Well, that is something extremely hard to do. Imagine that you made all of your resources, all of your assets, all of your code, everything in the game is based on Unity. It's going to be extremely hard to pick that up and move it to Unreal. And it's going to be even more harder if you want to go and make your own engine. That's something that only billion-dollar companies like EA and Activision can do. Definitely not something that an indie studio can do, and those are the people who are going to be affected the worst from this brand new change. But this is also not surprising at all. The CEO of Unity is an extremely greedy man, and something that you have heard of before. He is the one guy who ended up saying the legendary quote that, what if in Battlefield you had to pay to reload? Like if you're suddenly playing the game and you run out of ammo, we just charge you $1 to reload. So it's not really surprising that someone like that will go and make a decision like this badly to completely cripple Unity. Like, I feel like this has to be some self-sabotage mission from the inside. A lot of people are probably not going to use Unity anymore, and they're just going to completely run away from it because they have just completely showed that they don't really care about the people who use their engine, which is absolutely crazy because the people who are making games in your engine are the people who are keeping your lights open. So I have absolutely no idea why you just want to mess with them for absolutely no reason, but I guess anything to make more money. Now, obviously, when this ended up happening, there was a lot of people coming up with conspiracy theories wondering why Unity will make a decision like this. A lot of people were going back to Genshin Impact and saying that, well, since games like that are made in Unity and since they're so successful, they want to go and get some money from that, which is something that would make sense if the guideline was only charging against people who make a lot of money, but is not. It's a very low barrier of entry for you to basically get the Unity tax. Your game only needs to make around like $100,000, which is something that could easily happen. Like, let's say you make a brand new indie game and one streamer plays it, an extremely big streamer like XQC and Moist Critical, and it becomes extremely popular. Let's say you make something like Only Up, and thousands of people start buying it. Well, now that indie developers is going to be absolutely crippled because now they made over $100,000, and now they have to go and pay the Unity tax every single time someone wants to go and install their games, which is just crazy. This tax is also only based on install. So someone can literally easily go and sail the 7 seas and pirate the game, install it, they're still going to go and install the Unity assets to play the game, and the developer may get charged for the Unity tax. We have literally reached a point where if you have an indie dev that you just don't like, you absolutely hate the studio, install and uninstall their game over and over again, and you could actually speedrun them into bankruptcy. Especially if you set up a bot to do that and have like thousands of other PCs do that. You can literally cripple indie devs by just doing something like that. I have no idea what Unity is thinking and why would they go and make a decision this bad, but I'm also not surprised. They have definitely won the competition on trying to make the worst idea of all time. This is definitely number one. So Unity has definitely just destroyed themselves. If you want to be a game developer, I 100% recommend you don't use Unity and you try to find something else. Anyway, my name is Lua. This is just something that I want to talk about. You have a good day or night. See ya.